Hello, I'm Wendy Wilson, and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Realizing Potential. Today, I'm elated to have a young woman who is a fairly recent graduate of Albany State University, but has taken the entrepreneurial route post-graduation, and is just really doing some impressive and remarkable things. And so I'm very honored to have on the show today, Miss Tiera Sneed. Miss Sneed, thank you so much for joining me today. It's an honor.
Thank you for allowing me to be on the show.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. So tell me a little bit about yourself. We have a very dear mutual. She's a colleague and a dear person to me, works here at the Office of the President, and I know a good friend of yours and a huge supporter. And so when Daisha shared with me some of the great things that you were doing, I said, I have to get her on the show because that's just an example of the individuals that we produce here at Albany State University. And I know you are a part of this generation that multiple streams of income that's the thing to do and the smart thing to do. But following your passions, not going the traditional route of getting a 8 to 5 or 9 to 5, and just following your passion. And so you did that. But before we go into that, share with the viewers your major at Albany State, what made you select the institution, when you graduated.
Yes, I chose Albany State. It might sound funny, but the Golden Passionates, I loved everything about them when it came to my high school to do like the college day. And I loved everything about it. The people were really nice, and that's what stood out to me. So I decided to go to an HBCU, Albany State. It was a great experience. I've learned a lot. Going to Albany State, which is one of the reasons why I did want to become an entrepreneur. When I did attend Albany State, I took up my major. My major was accounting. I've always been good with math, numbers. I've just been good with keeping track of finances. I've did it for my mother as well. That's just something that I was passionate about. And I hope to open up an accounting firm eventually, for Black women specifically. That's one of the main reasons why I want to become an entrepreneur is because, Black women in the United States, we just have it kind of like different, than everyone else. So I just really wanted to be like the platform for us.
Well, good. Well, you certainly have exampled it for Black women, young Black girls, just, the broad spectrum. It doesn't matter the demographic. Yeah. And as I was kind of teasing you a little earlier about just, you're part of that millennial group and you all don't follow that, that traditional path. So now let me go back. Where's home for you? Is Albany home?
No, I was born in Tennessee.
Okay.
It's military. So I've moved place to place. I've lived everywhere practically.
Gotcha.
So I'm just everywhere.
Gotcha. Good deal. Good deal. A global travel. That's important too, as well. And I'm sure that is added to your portfolio of experiences. And so so you mentioned the accounting pursuit, good with finances. I promise I'm going to have to take some classes from you because I'm not great in that. That's not my passion, but it's important. It is certainly important to know and hopefully have a mastery, certainly of your own. In that area. But so we have this accounting experience or this knowledge and it comes natural to you. And so you said you then want to then apply that to a business model that you created on your own after graduation. Now, there's also a love for some fashion there, and we'll talk about that momentarily. At what point did you know you wanted to start your own business? Was it during your matriculation here at Albany State, or has that always been a dream of yours?
It's always been a dream of mine. Me going to Albany State and working full time, it was a struggle. So I've always felt like this is something that I don't want to continue to do. I want to be able to live freely and work for myself. So that's something that definitely motivated me to, okay, well, I need to start working for myself, finding things to do to bring in multiple sources of income so I don't have to, spend all my time at a 9 to 5.
Okay, very good. And so you graduated in what year?
I graduated 2018.
2018, accounting degree in hand. Okay. And so at that point you said, I'm going to start my business. Tell us a little bit about your passion and what you love so much.
Yes, I love fashion, makeup, hair, and nails. So I've always been into that. outside of when I graduated, I did try to apply, getting a degree, but COVID kind of like put me at a standstill with me trying to get in the workforce as far as accounting. So I just took matters into my own hands and it's like, okay, I like to do fashion. I know that's big right now. Hair, makeup is really big right now. So I wanted to do something that was different. I know there's a lot of boutiques, but I really wanted something that would stand out and set me apart from everyone else. So I decided to purchase a school bus, a 40-foot school bus, and I converted it into a mobile clothing boutique for ladies. And we sell clothes, shoes, lashes, purses, and it's just an overall experience. I put everything that I, had in me into this bus, just so when a woman does get on the bus, they feel beautiful. They feel like, okay, this is not just a store. This is an experience and a vibe, I guess we would say.
Yes. Well, when Daisha showed me the pictures, I was so enamored, and I purchased. She was just telling me you all had it was a pop-up kind of boutique at an event, and I know they're pretty popular. And she was saying how successful that day was for you. And I said, oh well, let me see some of her pieces. And I think she directed me to your site, and I'm like, I want that purse and that and that. By the way, I did purchase a purse, and somehow my daughter walked away with it. So I'll have to purchase another one. But so I would periodically ask about you, and she's like, oh, I've got to show you something. I absolutely lost it when I saw the pink bus. First of all, that was so creative on your part. And again, just you gaining a mastery of what it is that you want to do and the impact that you want to have. So, again, thinking very creatively, not relying on the whole traditional, again, bricks and mortar and securing a formal place for people. You take the business to them. And I know that's very popular. But the way that you've outfitted the bus was just it absolutely blew my mind. So tell us, and I'll have to ask if you get them, and if you could share a couple pictures for us, and we'll try to get that incorporated into this interview so the viewers can see it. But let's learn the name of the business, and when you bring that bus to a particular location, what is the experience like, or the desired experience you want for your customers?
Yes. Well, when I bring the bus around, I do want women to know that you are free to be yourself. You are free to just be excited and happy. I give away free products just to make women feel like, okay, she's not doing this just to get money. I'm doing this to make people feel good. I'm doing this to, make people want to join, just be a part of the experience. Because to me, this journey has been a lot. It took a lot. It was definitely fun doing it, and I'm just excited to see where it's going to take me next.
Very good. I am too. And you're absolutely right. It does take on. It is not, being an entrepreneur is not for the faint of heart. And so, yeah, you don't want the traditional 8 to 5, but I know many days it's probably 24 hours, 7 days a week for you when you're not actually probably in front of the computer ordering merchandise or processing orders. You're thinking about, what's the next move? How can I expand the business? And then back to the finance piece. And I don't know if you have a staff yet. So it's just so many moving parts, and it's constant. So again, it's a demonstration and you having to have a passion for that. What is the name of the business?
Yes, I forgot to say that.
That's okay.
It's Tiera Sneed Minks and Boutique. It's my name mixed in, I guess. My name is Tiera, so I put T, and then my middle name is Lachey. So Tiera Sneed Minks and Boutique is what I decided to call my business.
Good. Yeah, no, and the other thing that I like, we know there's so many designers, there's so many merchants in the whole fashion industry. So it does take a committed decision. It's an act of bravery, because I'm sure, well, hopefully you didn't, but so many people want to say, oh, that market is so oversaturated. And so it's highly competitive. Why didn't you pick something that, a little different? But you stay the course, and this is what you wanted to pursue. You've already set yourself out from the rest of the crowd and your competitors, because again, this amazing pink bus.
Yes.
Did you just happen to run across the bus one day? And I know you all outfitted it and had it painted, but where did that connection, where did that come from?
Well, I've been looking at mobile vehicles for a while.
Okay.
I wanted to get like a food truck, but it wasn't big enough for what I envisioned. So I just kept like researching and researching. And then I was just like, well, why not a school bus? I mean, so I didn't run across it. My neighbor, he does auctions. So he actually got the bus for me through an auction. And after that, I just worked on it. Me and my boyfriend, we worked on it and gutted it, did everything. And then we found someone to put up the walls on the inside. And after we found someone to put up the walls, we took it from there. Like we just kept going every day. So I've been working on this since I say September.
Wow.
September of 2020. So
okay. Well, good. Well, the country is slowly, we're not quite out of the pandemic, but we're making progress as it relates to the vaccine. And I share that to say, I know that will allow you to become mobile and have a greater presence in the community. We're anticipating homecoming this year, and it'll, be the usual. So you'll have to have a presence. I don't know how you'll be able to incorporate the bus, but, certainly have a booth somewhere. We'll figure it out, because we must have you back. And you're certainly one of the amazing alums that we can brag about. I'm curious, and hopefully our viewers are as well. Tell us someone on an national scale that you admire and respect. And I like what they're doing. I kind of want to pattern some of what I'm doing based on their accomplishments or achievements.
I think someone would be Michelle Obama.
Okay.
She is like a phenomenal woman. She's very powerful, very strong. She's overall like just someone that inspired me to just keep standing firm in my truth and just living my life and doing what I can do, as far as not getting discouraged, because it can be discouraging at times when things don't go your way. You don't think that it's possible, but she's definitely someone that has inspired me to know that, like, yeah, I can keep going. I can keep doing this. So, not Angela, I said, what's her name? Michelle Obama.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Great. Yeah, she is absolutely remarkable, has an amazing story. And if you haven't had a chance to read her book, please do. I was really fascinated, learned a lot about her. If you could speak to our budding entrepreneurs, we have some, of course, College of Business here. So those are following in your footsteps, whether they be accounting majors or marketing majors, but who have entrepreneurial aspirations. Kind of give some advice on how they need to prepare themselves, what they can expect, how you stay motivated.
Yes, a couple of things that I can tell them is that it's not going to be an easy journey. Anything worth having is not easy. Just keep going forward, and it's going to go through. It's going to follow through as long as you put in the work, and be as knowledgeable as you can, as far as like knowing what licenses and legal things that you need in order to run your business, and ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask many questions, because I know a lot of times we just want to figure it out on our own, but it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to ask for help. That's one of the things I had to learn, as far as like asking for help. I don't really like to ask for help, but that's something that you have to do. It takes a village to bring your reality to life. Your dream to life. But yes, that's all.
Yeah. I'm so glad you said that. That's an unusual burden, unnecessary burden. I don't know why I'm going to venture a guess, just probably because I've heard so many women say this. But that's just a common, and it's an unfortunate practice that so many of us have. Both of my hands are raised in the air about asking for help. It's just absolutely critical. I don't know why that is, that we don't do that. I'm mid-50s, still trying to master that. And you find yourself in when you start spinning out of control, extremely fatigued and stressed. And if you take a moment and just look at, why am I in this state? Oftentimes it's because of what you just said, your failure to ask for help.
Yeah.
I don't know why we do that. So if you've learned that early on, that's wonderful. Yeah. How many do you have a staff as of yet? I know you mentioned your boyfriend. So what does your team of support look like?
Well, I have a support team, but I'm pretty much doing everything on my own.
Mhm.
I do have my best friend Aisha and my boyfriend. He does have his own business as well.
Okay.
So in between, when I can have time with them, they will help me out. But most of the time, I'm doing everything on my own.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So you're going to have to, and I know they're out there. And I've been saying this for a while because we have a lot of alums, and well, I shouldn't say this, not just alums. And there are a lot of students currently matriculating.
Yeah.
I overheard a conversation yesterday. They had a town hall meeting, and some of the students were, "Hey, we want to have our businesses, and you all are telling us what we cannot do in the dorms, and we have some policies that we have to adhere to." But I was also just really inspired by the motivation so many of our students have. They're not waiting, as folks in my generation did. Oh, when I graduate, I'll do it then. But you all are doing it simultaneously, and so we're looking at to hopefully identifying some space to help support those passions for our current students there. But yeah, we'll have to get you in front of them and just you give them some tips as to how to go about this process. I'm curious. I know you also work, but what does your day look like? When do you start, okay, now I'm going to focus on, and tell me, it's T. Lachey?
Yes, T. Lachey Minks. And
Minks. Okay, got it right. Good. So what time is dedicated to T. Lachey Minks?
Well, in the mornings, as soon as I get up, that's the first thing I focus on is my business, because I work from 2 p.m. to 11:30 at night at my job. So it takes up majority of my day. So in order for me to dedicate time to myself, I have to discipline myself to get up and focus on what needs to be done. It does get hard some days. Some days I just want to relax, but I know what I want. So I just wake up every morning and dedicate time, whether it's buying inventory or whether it's reaching out or updating my website or just everything overall. Just I dedicate some time throughout the day towards my dream.
Very good. Very good. Oh my gosh. And do you mind me asking how old you are?
I am 26 years old.
You're 26. Wow. That's amazing. You have the wisdom of a 50-year-old woman. And what I love about you and so many people who are doing the same thing that you're doing. And yes, we still have to take care of our needs and our homes and our families, whatever the situation, ourselves. But your passion is still there. What you said is, yes, I've got to work 2 to 11. Oh my gosh, that's an exhausting time frame. Then you come home, you got to decompress, and then you start the next day. But you're relentless. You're focused on my business is also not equally as important. It's top priority, and so I'm going to make time for that.
Yeah.
Very, very impressive. I am so very proud of you. Share with the viewers before we wrap up what your website link is, and we'll coordinate once we wrap this up, and hopefully you can get us some pictures and we can get them infused in this.
Yes. Well, my website is still under construction, but you can find me on Instagram, and it's T. Lachey Minks on Instagram, and on Facebook it's T. Lachey.
Okay, and spell Lachey just so that viewers know. T, spell it out for me.
Okay. TEELASHAE.
Okay, very good. Because I would have just put T and then Lachey. So I'm glad we spelled it out. Yes. Well, I'm excited. Know that you're always welcome back on the show. But more importantly, when you start, we'd see that mobile pink bus around town. Let us know some of the location spots, and we can help to promote and market that. Thank you for being such an inspiration and just being what we always aim to create or produce in terms of graduates of Albany State University, using their degrees to the fullest. I'm sure it has been extremely helpful to you in launching this business, and that's what it's all about. In addition to just representing what can be achieved once you put your mind and heart and spirit into it.
Yes. And
Okay.
I will be located in Sylvester, May
Okay.
1st for May Day. If anyone wants to come out and, support, I'll be out there then.
Okay, May Day, Sylvester, in Sylvester, May 1st. Is that going to be downtown Sylvester or can they
Howard
just Google?
Center, at the Howard
The
Center.
Howard Center. Okay. All righty. Maybe I should come and see if I can replace my purse. Wonderful. It was a pleasure having you on the show today. Know that you're always welcome back.
Alrighty, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Viewers, thank you so much for joining me for this edition of Realizing Potential. Stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you next time.